This video is a bit of a tip of the hat and a thumbs up to Papa Hiker and his wet weather pitch setup. The only downside I could see to this setup is that you can't stand up inside this shelter because it only uses a 3 metre by 3 metre tarp. As a Moto camper, I want a shelter / tent that I can stand up in, much like my Vango Galaxy 300 tent, but with a smaller pack size and a lighter weight. So I've done the same setup, but with a 4 metre by 4 metre tarp. This requires a longer upright than a trekking pole used for the 3 by 3 version, so instead I used an adjustable 2.2 metre tarp pole. The tarp pole needs to be around 6'6" or 2 metres tall for this setup, so I set it to height and added the guy lines ready to go before I started. The first tent peg to go in goes in the centre eye of one of the sides. It doesn't matter which side, as this is a square tarp, but I went for the eye that lines up with the loops that run up the middle of the tarp. Next is the tarp pole. This goes in the centre eye on the opposite side to the first tent peg. We then put out our guy lines on around a 45-degree angle to our pole. This will then keep everything upright until we can peg out the other two sides. Now we want to find the centre eye on the other two sides, pull it tight and peg it in place. We can now pull the two flaps from the outside to the inside to form part of the ground sheet. And we then tie these in place with a spare piece of paracord through the eyelets on the edges of the flaps. This will stop them moving around during the night. When I get out on the bike and use this setup for real, I'll add a small tarp or ground sheet to cover the rest of the interior space and give me a full floor. I'm 5'11" and can comfortably stand up in this setup. If you want to secure the door shut because you're at a campsite or festival, this can be done by putting a tent peg through the loops at the bottom of the door flaps, and by wrapping the loops halfway up the door around the tarp pole and securing them with a carabiner. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and maybe subscribe for future videos. Thanks and bye for now.